Hi there, everybody. This is Mark Plunkett, the pastor of Heritage Presbyterian Church in Northwest Houston. This is our weekly devotional. This week, talking about a really strange story from the Gospel of Matthew, the time that Jesus walked on water in the Sea of Galilee. Now, let me set the story for you. Jesus had been working all day long, doing all the stuff Jesus always did. He was preaching, he was praying, but he was also healing people. Healing the blind, healing the lame, healing the deaf, casting out demons. He was working all day long doing all that stuff that Jesus did. And they were supposed to go across the Sea of Galilee, which is actually a lake. And they were supposed to go to the other side. And Jesus told the apostles, you guys get in the boat and y'all go ahead and I'll meet you on the other side. Well, maybe they thought he was going to take another boat. Maybe they thought he was going to take the long way and walk all the way around the lake, which was possible. They were used to walking. So for Jesus to walk that distance instead of go across on the boat really wasn't that big of a deal. But for whatever reason, they went without him. So they're out on the Sea of Galilee, basically, like I said, a lake, and it's the middle of the night. And the waves start coming up, and the wind starts blowing, and it is dark, dark, dark out there. Now, even the fishermen did not usually fish at night. Usually they fish during the day. For them to be out on a boat at night was very unusual because they didn't have the kind of lights that we have now. And they didn't have navigation equipment or anything like that. And they basically, if they didn't have the moon, they couldn't see where they were going. So it was not something that was usually done. And they were scared. They were scared. Then they look out over the lake, and here comes something coming toward them, something white on top of the water. And they are freaking out because they think it's a ghost. And they start screaming. And then it's Jesus. And he's walking on the water toward them. And he says, don't be afraid, it's me, it's me. And they're like, Jesus. And they're kind of amazed. Maybe they're saying it's still a ghost, but they shouldn't have done that. But anyway, let's say that they actually thought it was Jesus. Okay, Peter says, Lord, if it's you, tell me to walk on the water towards you. And Jesus said, come on, go ahead and walk. Peter gets out of the boat and starts walking on top of the water toward Jesus. Imagine what the apostles thought. The ones back in the boat, I bet they were really freaking by now. But I'll bet they also didn't think that whoever was out there was a ghost, because now Peter was walking on the water. It had to be Jesus. So now, instead of being scared, maybe they were just kind of amazed. And they're watching this whole thing. Peter's walking toward Jesus, and then he starts looking around. He starts looking at the water. He's looking at the sky because it's cloudy and it's still a storm and the waves are coming up. And he starts to panic a little bit. And as he panics, he loses faith and he sinks down in the water. And Jesus reaches down and picks him up, And Jesus says one of the most famous lines in the Bible. Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? Why did you doubt? If you had just a little bit more faith, you would have stayed on top of the water, is what Jesus didn't say. But he kind of says, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? And it's a great question. Those apostles had already seen Jesus do the most amazing things. They'd seen him feed people where there wasn't really any food. They'd seen him heal everybody that was sick, no matter what they were sick with, including leprosy, which was a terrible disease. They saw him cast out demons. They saw Jesus do, in addition to preaching, they saw Jesus do the most amazing things. Why were they afraid when Jesus was walking on the water? Why did they not have faith? Why didn't Peter have more faith? Why did Peter even have to look around at the waves and the water and get scared? Why wasn't Peter looking directly at Jesus? Never taking his eyes off of Jesus. Why didn't Peter have just a little bit of faith? What can we do with just a little bit of faith? In another passage, Jesus tells us, if you've got the faith the size of a mustard seed, which is teeny, you can tell a mountain, get up and go over there, and it will do it. Jesus talks to us about how we can act, how we can do, how we can serve, if we just have a little bit of faith. Now, maybe we don't have great big faith. Maybe we don't have that. But if we just have a little, imagine what we could do for Jesus. Imagine what kind of work we could do. Imagine the things that we could accomplish if only we had Just a little bit of faith. Think about that, my friends. Amen.